Hi guys, it's CJ. As we approach episode 1 of Are You Sure Season 2, there's something I've noticed that's happening, and I'm sure you've noticed it too. The closer we get, the louder the haters get. And honestly, that makes sense. Anytime something big happens for Jimin and Jungkook, the noise around it ramps up. The love gets louder, and the support gets louder. But obviously, so does the hate, and so does the panic from people who really do not want to see or acknowledge something that many of us feel is actually quite obvious. But here's the thing I really want to say in this video. As JiKookers, the most important thing we can do right now is to be kind. Not louder, not meaner, not more truthful or factual even. Not more sarcastic, but just to be kind, and I'm going to explain why. I know a lot of you have already seen it. The comments saying, oh, it's just fan service. They're just acting. It's skinship. The worst of it, it's queerbaiting. Stop trying to romanticize something that's not there. Lately, the whole idea that it's just jeong is replacing even the it's fan service thing. We've watched people twist the meaning of this word jeong. We've watched people try to flatten this deep and complicated bond that exists between Jimin and Jungkook and will not be dismissed easily, no matter what they say. And with Are You Sure 2 literally being marketed as having romance in it on some of the marketing materials, you can feel the tension building around us. Some people are excited. Some people are terrified. And some people are just angry at idols they don't even know, at fans they've never met, at the idea that Jimin and Jungkook might actually have something that doesn't fit neatly into any of these boxes. So I really want to be very, very clear about what I'm saying here, what my stance is here. I am a JiKook supporter. I have been for nearly a decade now. I absolutely, in my heart of hearts, believe Jimin and Jungkook share a bond that is romantic, something that is beyond friendship. I make content about it. I talk about it. I deep dive about it. I am not shy about it at all. But when it comes to hate, to mockery, to people calling it fan service or acting or queer baiting, here's my advice to you. Do not engage. Do not engage. Not in the quote tweets, not in the comments, certainly not in DMs, not in random threads where someone is frothing at the mouth about delusional shippers, etc. All it does is feed the algorithm. It feeds hate because it will spread it. I say this to people in the comments here, and I will say it to you watching. You are thinking about leaving a hate comment later. It just helps spread the visibility of this video. It doesn't matter whether what you say is kind or unkind. It will just boost the message that is being said here today. So when it comes to these comments, you do not have to answer them. You do not have to defend yourself, and you actually don't have to defend Jimin and Jungkook. The moment you start arguing with people who do not want to understand, then you've already lost. Not because your position is wrong, and I will say that very clearly, but because you have handed over your time, your effort, and your inside your internal peace, your emotional peace, to someone who was never arguing in good faith to begin with. Right, so let's just take a moment to name what's actually happening here. Are You Sure is being teased with romance. Not in all of the marketing, but in enough of it. It has been noticed. We have years of context, years of moments, years of them choosing each other in big and small ways. If you are a JiKook supporter, that feels exciting. It feels like all the threads you've been following for days, months, years, however long you've been supporting them, might finally be coming together into something more public. I doubt it, but that's my opinion. I doubt that there's going to be any big coming out message or anything like that in this. This isn't what this is about. But just seeing them together, acting naturally, affectionate, seeing that bond in something filmed just after they'd spent their entire military service together, it is exciting for us. If you are someone who has spent the last decade or more insisting they're just friends, it's all fan service. There is nothing there to see, or even one of those going, of course they're not together because this member is clearly with a different member. That's terrifying, because if there's more that comes out in this, if you are wrong, you have to confront a lot of things. You have to confront your own biases. You have to confront how you've spoken about this couple in the past. By couple, I mean two people. Easy. You might even have to confront your own ideas about queerness, about what is love is allowed to look like. And you might have to, and I suspect this is a case in enough people to mention it, that you might have to confront that if one of these two members or both of these members are queer, then you really don't have a chance marrying them later down the line. It's sad to say, but I do feel sometimes that there are certain sections of the shipping community, I'm going to take these two dolls and pretend to force them to kiss, is because they would rather they be with each other in a pretend way so that they can say, they're clearly saving themselves for the right woman, which happens to be me. It's all utter nonsense, but we've seen enough self-insert stuff going around out there. It's there. So all these things are all wrapped up in this fear that is manifesting itself in anger and hate online. So instead, people are just doubling down on it. It's acting, it's queerbaiting. See, whatever outlet it is said it's jeong, and it means it's not romantic. Big Hit is manipulating you. They can throw out anything, and they will throw out anything they can find to try and deny this. They do not know these two men, and neither do we. We all have our interpretations. The difference is that JiKookers are saying, based on what we see, this bond looks and feels like a romantic bond. We're not demanding that everyone sees what we see. We're not entitled to proof of it from the members themselves. But people shouting us down are often the same ones policing other people's joy. And we don't need to match that energy. If you take nothing else from this video, take this. If we claim to love Jimin and Jungkook, we need to act in a way that represents their values. What do we actually see from them? The way they treat each other, the way they treat the other members, the way they treat even the most technically insignificant person that crosses their paths, assistants, people in restaurants, people helping out on backstage. They respect them. These two members, all the members, but they work really hard. Their kindness to their staff, to their juniors, to their fans, patience, a refusal to publicly tear down other people, even when they themselves are the objects of hate. Jimin, who apologizes when he thinks he has hurt someone, even if it's unintentional, and even if many of us don't see that that apology was necessary. Jungkook will sit on a live and say, openly. He does not want army fighting with each other. This is who we say we admire. So why should we ignore that the second someone calls us delusional on Twitter? We don't need to be the fandom that snaps back, that mocks people, that drags people or calls people out on things that we feel are right or wrong, whatever. The kind of content like that, it might get views. I could probably have a lot more views on this channel if I did clickbaity headlines, particularly those that are insulting or hateful towards the members, because people will engage with that. They will come and they will comment paragraphs or multiple times to the point where they're spamming about how horrible or hurtful or wrong it is. And every single time, it just makes that grow. We all know of the other content creators out there that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, they get hundreds of thousands of views, that say or infer the most vile, disgusting things, hurtful things about the members, and their platforms grow. This channel is not like this. I will never do that. I'm asking you to join me in repping the values that we see in Jimin and Jungkook and the other members of Bangtan Sonyeondan. So what do we actually do when we see hate? Here are some very simple, some very practical steps for confronting it, to keep the peace outside and certainly to keep the peace inside. Scroll past. You are allowed to just keep moving. Not everything deserves your attention. This certainly is not just about the fandom. It's about all of life right now. Not everything deserves your attention. I recently came across something that talked about how your attention is a currency right now. Be careful where you choose to spend it. Step 2. Mute certain keywords. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that are immediately going to trigger you. If certain phrases or accounts always ruin your mood, then just mute them, block them, protect your own peace. Coming on to the next bit, block liberally. If your timeline is your home and a place where you want to spend time, if someone keeps barging into your own home to insult you or the members, they do not need access to your space. Report them and block them. Do not engage. Do not quote hate tweets. Do not reblog. Do not retweet. Do not re-X. But I'll never call it that. That's just weird. Even if you think you're dragging them, you're not. You are spreading their message. If you are boosting their tweet in the algorithm, that's just going to help them, okay? And we definitely do not want to encourage dogpiling on hate. Yes, report them. Yes, reblog, retweet reports that you see that people are doing these things, but do it in a way that it's not going to amplify direct access to it, okay? Do it safely. And finally, put your energy into love. Instead of arguing, spend that time streaming. Spend that time reposting and reblogging the good things that are being said. Build the excitement, build the attention towards this absolutely gorgeous, loving bond that we see in front of us. Hype up another JiKooker who's doing the same. Boost content that you feel is spreading love and kindness. Find me, but there are other people out there too that are doing the same. Spread love and spread the positivity and the JiKookers who are out there and the army who are out there doing positive things and making the fandom a place to admire that other people outside the fandom will look at and see, wow, that seems like a really inclusive, fantastic place to be, rather than, oh my God, that is so toxic. I don't want to get involved in that. Not interested in who those members are or what they're doing because their fans are hateful people. Right? Hitting block is not weakness. Not responding is not losing the argument. It's choosing not to engage. Choosing kindness is not naivety. Again, it's not weakness. It's strategy. It's self-respect. And honestly, it is the most powerful kind of loyalty right now to Jimin and Jungkook. Okay, so at the end of the day, Are You Sure To is going to air, whether the haters like it or not. There were campaigns out there trying to get the whole thing canceled, as if Disney is going to put all this money, investment, time, energy into making a series and then cancel it because a few people complained. As if Disney didn't know what they were getting into in the first place. They made the first series. It is going to air, and we are going to see some amazing things. Jimin and Jungkook are going to keep living their lives the way they want to live them, whether strangers on the internet approve or not. And they absolutely, positively should. Whether that lives up to your expectations or my expectations, it's not for us to choose. Our job is not to control the narrative or even try. Our job is not to force anyone to see what we see. Our job as JiKook supporters is to support their projects, to celebrate moments that feel meaningful or special to us or particularly beautiful, to create safe spaces where other people who feel the same way as we do can breathe. And most of all, our job is to rep the values that we see in these two members. We say they are kind, we say they are loving, we say they care about their fans and each other. So we need to be kind, and we need to be loving, and we need to care about each other too. We need to build each other up, not tear each other down, especially now when things are heating up. So as episode 1 approaches, I want to invite you to make a choice with me. Not a choice about whether you believe JiKook is romantic or not. You already know how I feel about that. You feel your own way about that, and that's fine. If you're watching this video and you don't support the idea that JiKook are romantic at all, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'm not here to try and convince you. I mean a choice about how you show up in this whole event that's happening. When you see someone calling it fan service, acting, queerbaiting, it's only skinship, it's only pretend, the agency has an agenda, they're just trying to sell this idea to you. Breathe. Smile to yourself. Remember the years of moments that you have watched unfold between these two people, and then choose not to fight a stranger on the internet who's already decided you're wrong, no matter what you have to say. Instead, go quote tweet something that's beautiful. Hype up an edit that you love. Comment under Jimin and Jungkook's official content with something warm and encouraging. Not necessarily commenting on the romanticism of their bond. Not the place to be doing that. But just telling them how much you enjoy what they're producing, how talented they are, how much you appreciate them coming live and just coming to visit and spend time with us. They don't have to do that. but they do. Tell another JiKooker, hey, you're not crazy. I see what you see, and you're not alone. As the haters get louder, let's not match their volume, okay? Let's match Jimin and Jungkook's heart. Let's spread love, not hate. Let's rep their values. And remember, we don't need everyone to believe us. We just need to keep building a space where people who do believe us have somewhere they can go and talk about this beautiful bond that we see. They feel safe, a place where they feel loved, a place where they feel respected, and that we can all just enjoy, are you sure, to whatever wild and beautiful ride it's going to be. If you are with me in this, then like the video, make sure you're subscribed, drop a little sun or a moon or a heart, purple heart in the comments section. And let's leave this video today with a promise to keep our part of the fandom kind and loving, fiercely loving, and exactly what Jimin and Jungkook and the other members of Bangtan deserve. I love you. I purple you. Sarangae.